town in Ohio. And when I first came to the store, went to the house, it was unlike anything that I had met before, the people, the friends, because everybody gathered either here or at your house, Miss Ruth and Bernie's house. It was a gathering point for the community that lived around here. And then Clyde would come up on his lawnmower, and it was unlike anything I had experienced. And then to hear how growing up, it was just natural, because the Williams owned 500 acres around here, and your family, Ron's really large. They had a pond, and they always would have cookouts, and everyone would go to the pond and swim every summer. And your parents would host it and have a big fish fry, and it was for the whole community.
Yeah.
All the time. And I just wonder how many places do that. And this is where I would hear about people. And I remember the one time that my boys were 2 and 5, and we'd sit, and people just all came, sat on banks, brought chairs, and sat around and just told stories.
Yeah.
All the time. And I don't know of a place like that. And not only that, the kids have come back. A lot of the original, although they're alive still, but not a whole bunch of them, are still here. And the stories get told again.
Yeah.
And
It's like Jeff Wheeler and his wife Kim, they lived in Vancouver, British Columbia, and they're now living half the time a year. You know, they built a new house above Jack's old house, but they're going to transition to where they're living here all the time.
And telling stories about, since they're all farmers around here, your dad going off to Chicago to be trained as an electrician and coming back and wiring the houses here that never had electric for free. You know, he just did that. And then when everyone needed their land to be the hay, everybody just pitched in together and did it. Families across the river and down the road, the Parkers and everything, they just did it. That was what you do.
And other things went on that weren't really advertised or publicized, or people didn't really know, because the gentleman that ran the store here, Frank Harris, there would be a box here, and the men that would come in and get the groceries, or the ladies that come in and would get their groceries, they would say, "What do you need?" And they'd say, like, flour, or we need, or we need, or we need, and they would buy that and put it in the box and leave. And then sometime during the night, at the end of the week, Mr. Frank would take that to the person on the hill and leave it there anonymously for the person or the people that were in need.
That were sick or just had a new baby or whatever, yeah. Well, that's not dead, y'all. That's not something that's gone away. I've told you I've had Lyme disease for about 2.5 years now. And I also have rheumatoid arthritis, so it's complicated with the rheumatoid arthritis. And one of my neighbors, I was dressed last week in clothes as I am now. And she said, "Oh my gosh, I don't know that I've ever seen you when you weren't in your nightgown." And a lot of days I'm in my nightgown or bathrobe or, house dress or something. I don't even get dressed. So, but almost, at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 times a week, I open my door and there's a quart of soup or a pot of beans or, a pot roast or a couple of books and a goodie bar or something like that. And almost every single time I've opened the door in the last 2.5 years, there's been something sitting out there that one of my neighbors has left for me.
And the neighbors leave every week. They leave Clyde a bag of fruit that he likes and can eat on his porch.
And the other thing is, one neighbor, my next door neighbor, is a farm manager, and two other neighbors volunteer for the Central Carolina Community College Sustainable Farm. And the other thing I find, besides a pot of soup or roast beef or whatever, is there'll be like a basket full of fresh vegetables or a box
Nice.
with
Tell him what my house
potatoes.
is.
I mean, this summer, I don't think I bought fresh produce at the grocery store and it's really hard if you're, I have a state employee's retirement, which is not very much, but it's enough for me to pay my bills. It's enough for me to, pay the car insurance or whatever. It's the reason I drive an old truck, because that's what I've got. But I tell stories, and that would be my money that I would use to, do anything extra with. And that extra might be like pay a vet bill or something. And so since I've not been able to do much storytelling, I've just had to watch my money real close. And this summer, I don't think I bought fresh vegetables a single time all summer. I might have bought a stalk of celery or a bag of carrots or something like that, but I wasn't going to the grocery store once a week and getting 7 or 8 or 10 tomatoes or a head of lettuce or anything else, because it was being brought to me. And the other thing is when you're sick, you need to eat healthy, but it's really hard to eat healthy when you don't have very much money. And so I would find myself back in the winter, eating things like macaroni and cheese or ramen noodles or, and I always try to, cook a pot of beans once a week, and I know how to make my own salad dressing and bake my own bread and all that stuff. But to get those fresh vegetables, that was better than any prescription any doctor could have